for this.
Nah, because I've got the setup that I like for OBS. And OBS just records this window. Whereas that is a full desktop record, so it would see all my fucking notes and shit as well.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, so if we're heading back, Heather Space will scout ahead. Oh, an 8. Not a 10 plus? What is this?
So, choose one.
Choose one. You get the drop on any danger.
Yeah, whatever. You make it to the road, fine.
Nice.
And Ash just has to take us
Let's
down
see. As you guys make it to the road, there are a couple people on a wagon crossing the bridge, going into coming to paradise.
Oh, I will discern realities on them.
Sure.
All right.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What happened?
There's a couple people on a wagon coming across the bridge, going to paradise.
To paradise.
I just discerned realities. Let's see. What happened here recently?
Looks like a wagon crossed the road recently.
Fucking damn it! That is always a fucking useless question.
Well, I mean,
Sometimes
it's
it's
useful. To the context.
You're right. All right, I shouldn't have asked that. Well, whatever.
Well, considering
I will walk
Molly,
over.
I'm gonna try
Since
as well.
we're also going the same way, I will. Belarus will salute. Hail, travelers!
Yeah, they stopped the wagon. It's two older-looking men sitting in the front. And say, "Hail, friend, heading to paradise."
Indeed.
Ooh, actually, Heather Space is going to discern realities on this cart too. Oh wow, that's better than I needed. The first thing I'm going to do, I do have an extra question with my sixth sense. I can also ask, let's see, what here can I sense that no one else does? My sixth sense is essentially like, I can see gravitational waves, essentially. So anything with like anomalous mass, so like something really dense and heavy in stuff that's light, or you know, so like, or yeah, or so like if something, so like a body in the air, I could sense, but not necessarily a human body in the water because it's about the same density. So like
you notice a bunch of gold in the back of the cart.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to. Shit, I have to ask other ones too now. What here's not what it appears to be?
These guys are wearing the Dawson Farm regalia, but they don't look like Dawson people.
Ooh. What here is useful or valuable to me?
They're the direction they're heading, which is towards paradise.
I
So,
was gonna have Marley discern realities as well as more gang-related matters, but I think that actually pretty much covers everything.
Valaris continues making friendly conversation. We're just heading to paradise. We just finished up some business here.
Yes, we just finished up some business of our own.
Marley's like walking like a short distance from the car. Like he puts a few meters between him and it and just walks alongside the road while Belarus makes conversation.
So Valaris says, "Well, safety in numbers. Since we're heading the same place, might as well stick together."
He nods and says, "Yeah, sure. Just don't touch what's in the back. That's our haul."
Oh, no problem.
One of the Heather Spaces, I think pink one, has like gotten on top of the cart and sort of leans down in front of them. Why? What's in the back?
They kind of jump a little bit spooked, and they say, "Hey, get down from there." But it's
Okay.
it's the latest haul we made from Dawson. The fucker finally wrung him out dry.
Yes, Valaris says, "Ah, yes. So, are you from paradise then?"
Yeah, just making our way back now.
Well then, you're gonna like what we were out doing.
Oh, what's that?
Well, you know that awful plague that's been ravaging that town?
No.
Don't. Oh, you must have been out for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, there's a big illness going around in paradise. It's killed a lot of people. Valaris
Oh.
not shakes his head, but But with guidance from the good doctor, Schwartz, we just recovered the ingredients necessary to do something about it.
Yeah, he reaches out a hand and says, "That's fantastic. Do you want to lift back?"
Valaris says, well, that would be very kind of you.
During all this, is there any opening on the cart whatsoever? Like, even just a small one?
I mean, yeah, it's like a one of those covered wagons. So like you can just see in the back.
Okay,
there's
well,
like a flap.
Marley's not going into the back just for, like, rousing suspicion, but I am going to send Footloose in there.
Okay.
Because I can see whatever he can see now.
So
Oh
some
wait, does this mean one
eyeballs
of the
appear on its
feet
toes?
has an eyeball in the middle of
It
it?
does.
Nice.
I like to imagine it's on
Yeah.
the upside of the foot.
Oh, see, I was
So,
picturing it
also,
right in
like,
the arch.
You see like 3 medium-sized chests,
Okay.
and like there's like another sack that's got the word potatoes on it.
So,
Is it tied, or is it just open top?
No, it's open.
Okay, I'm guessing that is just potatoes then. They haven't tied it. As for the chests, do I see if they're locked or unlocked?
There are 3 chests. None of them are locked.
I don't.
Heather's fate- oh.
I don't actually
Go
know
ahead.
how Marley feels about. I know they are shady, but I don't know how Marley feels about the Dawson family. In
From what these people don't seem to be from the Dawson family.
well, they just
said that
betrayed them essentially.
that they were doing business there.
Yeah.
Red Heather Space
Smart
sort of
read
like
this.
walks behind the cart and like waves, like sort of sticks her head and waves to random hands silently and like sort of points to the chests
Oh
questioningly.
god, you're gonna steal.
No, she's asking like, is that way? She's willing to help if that's what random hands.
Well,
feeling.
I'm just observing. Like Marley wanted to know what they were transporting, because I'm gonna basically roll wisdom as well. I'm gonna roll spout law. Oh shit! I accidentally hit it twice. 12.
Sure. So
first.
we'll take your 12.
Okay. So just kind of with New Invasion, like, I see you. We just when it's over, it's just. But what happened here recently?
Getting like it looks like this wagon was hastily loaded. Maybe you notice there's like a bunch of dirt on the bottom of the chests. Maybe like the bag was like tossed in there. They didn't have time to tie it.
There's several I really want to ask, but fuck, they're all fucking useful for this. What here is not what it appears to be.
I don't think that bag is full of potatoes. You're looking at the bag, and it's like, if it was potatoes, maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe it'd be a little bit lumpier.
And what should I be on the lookout for?
I wouldn't want to piss these guys off. It looks like they're going to paradise, so it might just be best to leave them alone.
Or be friendly
maybe
with
you
them.
Maybe you should look out for if they've got any heat on them.
I guess that Heather Space likes seeing, random hands or look around and look at the bag. Heather Space is going to. You said the bag was open; it wasn't tied.
Yeah.
Heather Space is essentially going to create a tiny little portal, just to like look in, like one in front of her face, one like over the bag to like see if she can see what's in it.
Sure. Roll it.
Oh, roll it.
Oh, do you
Okay.
have to roll that?
Not for Origami Universe, not
Oh.
if it's a small fold.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine.
wanna
Yeah.
know-
It looks like.
So I just want to note that Marley at this point has decreased his speed and walked to the back of the car, having seen Heather Space make her way back there.
Well, one Heather Space. The other
One
Heather
Heather
Space is on the front.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, you get a look in there, and it looks like there's a person in there, like a body.
Like a dead body? Not
You
one of the
can't-
living ones? Oh, okay. Heather Space, up front, though, at the same time. So, tell me more about this bleeding dry of, what's their names?
I should say it is like bound and gagged.
Oh, okay.
The Dawsons. You saying you never heard of them Dawsons?
Oh, I'm not from around these parts, but I know a good thing when I hear about it. So, what scam are you playing here? What game are you running?
Oh well, We're just running one of those good old fashion smash and grabs. You see, them Dawsons, they got all that land over there, and they do all that farming. They don't share it for shit. Not only that,
Yeah.
they jack up the prices on the food when people be needing it, ripping everybody off.
Yeah.
So us good old folk of paradise, we just like to take a little for our own every once in a while.
I see no
Heather's
problem
face
with
sort of
this.
turns and nods. I hear that. She's actually going to take out a cigarette and start smoking one and offers a cigarette to each of them.
Yeah, no, they willingly take one.
Marley,
Nice.
having not caught this end of the conversation, has just walked to the back of the cart, seen Heatherspace looking in there, and just kind of says, "Wouldn't mess with these folk. Seem dangerous."
Heather's face just sort of shrugs and then just says, "Yeah, so are we."
All right. But I don't want to go pissing off another whole town. At least not yet.
Heatherspace just sort of nods. Heatherspace at front sort of says, "So, clean getaway. You think you looking to find any trouble?"
Hopefully not, as long as we make good time. Hopefully not a problem.
All right. Well, if you ever need help evading the authorities, so to speak, I'm always available for a price, of course.
Oh, that's mighty fine of you to offer. What do you do?
Heatherspace says, "Well, my specialties are breaking, entering, escape, that sort of thing. Pretty good thief. Done a bit of piracy back in the day, but not as big a fan of it. Too messy, too difficult to get rid of the cargo, so to speak."
They nod. Say, yeah, I heard that. Man, trying to smuggle stuff into the Dawson places, man, you wouldn't believe what some of those workers will pay just for something simple as a cigarette. And he takes a big puff on his and says, "Man, I miss these. Been in there too long."
Yep, I hear that. Heatherspace also takes out her cowboy hat that she hasn't worn in a while and puts it back
Oh
on.
my god.
Yeah, so do we just ride with these people all the way to paradise then?
Yeah, if you want.
Nice, I want to do
I'm
that.
not going to start trouble with them.
Yeah.
What Heatherspace brings up is, what I'm really good at, or what I really like, is good old bank robbery, armed robbery. It's just a thrill to it.
Marley has walked to the front of the car and just hears that and just kind of shudders to himself.
Yeah, we ain't been no part of no armed robbery, but we've been known to get in some trouble every once in a while.
Heatherspace, they, ever do a kidnapping? I was only involved in one, but that was an interesting job. It's weird transporting
Kidnapping?
live cargo.
Yeah, that's a bit of a strange one. We got one fella in the back, hoping we can ransom him off.
Oh, really? What type of fella?
Oh, he's one of them Dawson folk.
Is
I think we
Valaris
got
hearing
one.
this?
Yeah, Valaris is. Fucking, you think
Huh?
Valaris isn't the law?
Okay.
Yeah, if they ain't creatures of the night, none of his business.
Wow,
Actually,
that's selective evil slaying.
I'm just picturing an episode of a TV show where Bellaris is a paranormal investigator and he's tracking some vampires, and it turns out it's just a psychopath, cutting people's throats and draining them of blood, and he catches them, has them dead rights, and so you're not a vampire.
Oh,
Oh,
give
and
a fuck.
then just leaves it.
but yeah, Jimmy just catches is wait, you captured one of them Dawsons?
Yeah, we
Oh,
got one of
shit.
him. We got one of his sons.
Ah.
He was trying to get something away illicit, so we just knocked him out, hog-tied him, and threw him in a bag.
I have some experience, and I just say, don't go for the goddamn fucking richest people. Don't go for Dawson family. Are you nuts?
What?
He won't pay ransom. What he'll do is probably send the men after you to kill you. That's my advice.
They
Anyway,
kind of start sweating, and they say, "Yeah, well, we can take him."
Molly
Valaris kind of bored. Is just kind of, looking at his whip right now, just kind of yawns and says, "Well, we did see that they were afraid to even cross the bridge there. They don't like going to Jackson Woods."
But
Yeah.
Marley kind of throws in, well, I've ran with some dangerous people back in my day, but we never mess with the Dawsons. So,
you think you can take the Dawsons? Ha! He's rich. He can hire.
Valaris is kind of, Jimmy, just let them do what they will. Besides, Paradise. Besides, if all goes right, Paradise will be back on its legs in no time.
Yeah, true. Anyway, I'm just giving friendly advice, you know?
Alright.
So yeah,
So-
you guys will roll into Paradise
Yeah.
at night, maybe like 10 o'clock.
Alrighty. Valaris bids farewell and wishes them the best of luck.
They're gonna need it.
By the way,
Yeah.
I recommend
Heather
not...
Space sort of
don't
tips
kill
her
her.
hat to them. Red Heather Space is going to stay with the party, but Pink Heather Space is going to go directly for the doctor's office, like before the rest of the party. Like she's going to make her way over there in a hurry.
Oh, that's right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which doctor do you go to?
The one I talked to about Ellen's suit thing
What?
last time, the professional one, not the farmer
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Not the
Going to
really
the-
handsome
going to
one.
the-
Hey,
the
Helen's-
right one.
Hey, Heather Space, where did Heather Space go?
Just had an errand to take care of.
Ah, okay.
Well, Valaris kind of thinks to himself, "Wait, if it's night, if it's night, then the doctor might not be so loaded down. I should go see him right away."
I think you're optimistic there, but alright.
So
Molly is really
we'll
tired,
cut to-
but still decides to go along.
We'll cut to Heather, because Heather will get there first. When you get there, there's a bunch of people, like, sleeping out on his stoop. And there's
Alright.
also a bunch of people, like, digging graves out in the back.
Heather Space is gonna sort of like try and scale, walk up the building and to the windows, like to go straight to his office from the
Yeah,
window.
just like last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you, like, knock on the window?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks out, shakes his head, and opens the window for you.
Hey, didn't find anything weird with that suit, did you?
Ah, the soup? Nah, there's nothing wrong with that. Looked pretty tasty, though.
Heather Space nods and says, alright, thanks for the consideration. Like I said, just can't really say why. Just keep an eye out on that Ellen woman in that whole area. Think the plague might have something to do with her in there. Can't give you anything more than that.
He nods and says, alright, I'll keep a lookout. Hey, how about them ingredients? You guys make any progress on that? It's been a while.
Oh yeah, the party's about to stop by, bring them to you. You'll have visitors here in a minute.
Fantastic. He starts, like, putting some paper he was writing on away. He takes off his glasses, puts them in his pocket, and he starts, like, strolling out of the office.
Heather Space for a second says, hey, by the way, what's your name? Sorry.
Schwarz, Dr. Schwarz.
Shores. Heather Space. Do me a favor, don't mention this. And then Heather Space
No,
just
it's-
sort of pops like a bubble. Exactly.
Cool. Yeah, when the rest of the party rolls up, he, like, opens the door for you before you get a chance to knock on it.
Valaris says, "Hell, Doctor."
Yep, I was
Hi,
just
Doc.
expecting you.
Oh, that's good. Sorry we took longer than expected, but we have everything. 5
No
cheetah
problem.
oil sacks, a lung of a stogrove, 5 purple lurham, and 2 horn of a beechlaver.
Ah, fantastic. He's like looking over everything. He says, all right, well, I'm just going to get to work, see if I can do something for these folks.
Doctor, I have a
Yeah?
question. Can you do anything about this? And he Jimmy just holds up his leg, kind of dangling there.
Oh, my. Yeah, we can do something for that. Hey, actually, you know what? This other doctor we just got in town, I'm sure he'd be able to help you with that. He deals with that stuff all the time.
Doctor, I don't know if you guys realize, but it's kind of painful to walk.
Yeah, I bet it is. You
Like,
just look, there's this other building right beside mine. Just go on in there.
yeah, but Belarus puts his hand on Jimmy's shoulder and says, "The good doctor needs time to do work with our
Wait.
ingredients."
Jimmy kind of loses his balance briefly, like, don't put weight on me, don't put weight on me.
When should we check back in, Dr. Schwartz?
I'll see if I can get something working tonight, but maybe in a few days.
Alright, Belarus says, "Well, I've got to stick around here anyway. The blacksmith's working on something for me."
I'll
No,
go
it's-
over to... Actually, Jimmy says, I'll go over to the other doctor, and he starts walking on his hands.
Nice.
Marley
go
decides
ahead.
to stick with Belarus for the time being. He's got a few questions
Yeah,
to ask in town, though.
Belarus Valaris says, "Well, good luck, Jimmy. Personally, I'll be headed back towards the inn." And he's also gonna. While he's there, though, he's gonna discern realities. Actually, just walking to the inn, like, what state does the town seem to be in right now? Since we took, what was it? I'd say we took we took 5 days. I'd say to get those ingredients from the time it was given to us, the quest.
I think it's 6.
No. It took us 5 because we had the
Is it
one
5?
day in the Silent Forest where we fucked up entirely and only got the oil sacks. Then we came back, waited 3 days, and we went back out and we spent the entire day.
You're right.
getting the rest
Yeah,
of it.
we did.
Yeah, it was
do
5
the,
days.
The onsen was the first night.
Yeah, it was 5 days.
On our first quest, we jumped like 5 levels. It's just from relentless fucking up.
I'm level 4 with 2 XP because I never fail rolls.
Well, listen. Let's put it this: we actually fucking finished a foraging quest.
That's true.
That is pretty exciting. I genuinely think I've only outright failed 2 rolls this entire game. I think I might be wrong, but
Marley
might have failed a spot.
as we're
How has
walking
the
back
town
to the inn, Marley has disbanded Random Hand to let him have his sleep.
How has the town
Footloose.
progressed, Austin?
You don't see many people out at night. In fact, it's quiet.
Right.
It's very quiet.
Marley,
Well, as we go into the
Molly actually starts up a conversation and just says, Bellaris, I got a question for you.
ask away.
Why'd you fight beasts?
Beasts? You mean creatures of the night?
Creatures of the night, whatever you want to call them.
Valaris says, "Well, the answer is actually quite interesting. You want to know the whole story?"
Sure, we got time.
Before we
Right.
get into this, I just want to say, Heather Space, as they're walking away from the doctor, sort of turns and winks and does snap finger gun thing to the doctor as she walks away. She does duplicate a new pink copy and dissipate the red one, because she likes being pink. But when they're actually at the inn and telling the story, she's going to order a drink and smoke another cigarette.
Okay, so Valaris, well, you see, my family has a curse that runs through the family. It all started with an ancestor about, must have been around 200 years ago, Glenroy Henway. He inherited a curse that bound him. He inherited a curse that basically meant he would always sense dark forces. If there was ever evil near him, he would know, and he would be compelled to fight it. And ever since then, ever since he first tangled with that legendary vampire all those years ago, the Henway family has been cursed to eternally hunt creatures of the night until Glenroy's vengeful spirit is satisfied with our work. Every male in our family becomes a vampire hunter at age 16. And they are gifted a whip and the tools of the trade, and are sent out in the world.
The reason I ask is, do you ever sense that off people?
People. Well, necromancers, if that's what you're asking about. I can sense them. Cultists.
That's funny to me.
Let me guess. You're wondering why I don't sense serial killers or kidnappers.
In my experience, and I haven't dealt with beasts much as you have, beasts, they follow their nature, they do what they gotta do. They are evil, sure. Enemy to us. I don't see any problem with hunting them. But if you want to see real evil, you gotta look to mankind once in a while.
Valaris nods and says, "Well, it's a funny thing. The curse is fickle. The curse is fickle. It sees true evil, not created evil."
Heather Space sort of chimes in that. He raises a point. I mean, what he can and can't sense, that's much more objective than just what you feel. I mean, what's evil? I know species that don't care much about murder, stuff like that. It doesn't mean anything to them from where they come from. But So evil doesn't mean the same thing for everyone, for every species, every culture. What Belarus senses, whatever it is, that's real.
Suppose so.
Alright. Belarus nods and says, Belarus nods and says, vampires, werewolves, necromancy, they all have a certain intensity to them. Intensity to them. The evil you talk about, Marley, they break the laws of man. The evil I sense breaks the laws of nature.
Heather Space actually, like whiskey in hand, smoking, like goes to, we've established there's a piano here. She goes and starts playing, just like a gentle piano version of Fly Me to the Moon.
I suppose you're right, but I don't know. It's the people I've dealt with. Granted, they're evil, or at least my interpretation of their evil is a lot more long-term. The beast is explosive. Come after you, you put a bullet in it. You run away. Short life. What? How long do werewolves live, usually?
Alright, let's see. Well, Valaris would just know this, I guess. Well, Valaris shrugs and says, werewolves have about the same lifespan as a man.
Hmm.
Much
But
shorter, if I have anything to say about it.
that's my point. They go explosive. In the night, they turn into a ravenous beast. They can't do anything but kill. That's gonna get them noticed real quick. The people I've met, people I've worked with, I ain't too proud about it, but their kind of evil is gonna affect this world for centuries to come. And that's kind of like, with that, he just kind of points out, what I learned when I could start talking with Random Hand. I learned a lot about my employer I didn't want to. A lot I didn't want to tell you, but seeing as Molly actually kind of reconsiders, I don't know if it's the kind of evil you'd be interested in vanquishing. Don't know if it's your definitions anymore.
Valaris shrugs and says, Valaris shrugs and says, if I feel I want to, I can go out and I can go out and do something about that more mankind created evil. It's just mankind created evil. It's just not in my profession.
We'll see about it. Right, I've got something I want to do. Not now. Not until I'm sure I've got the resources, the skills, and knowledge to go ahead.
What would that be?
There's a man called Kel, and he needs to die.
Valaris nods and says, Valaris nods and says, we all fight our own demons.
That's true. And when that day comes, when I decide to finally put my all into tracking him down, I'm going to ask you at that time if you're interested. See if, and consider, he looks around, notices that Everspace has gone to the piano and Jimmy's nowhere to be seen. He says, maybe bring those two along for the ride.
Valaris
Well,
says,
Heather Space automatic is still listening to the conversation.
Oh, she can still hear. Alright, with that, Molly actually does take a sip from his whiskey. Yeah, I figured Molly could figure out she's still listening. You interested?
Heather Space, says, ain't nothing wrong with hating someone, ain't nothing wrong with wanting someone to die, but I've learned revenge, it ain't bring you nothing. You gotta live for yourself, don't live for other people. But do what you want to do, I guess. Do what makes you happy. I'm just here for the ride.
This more than revenge, it's... I don't know. Feels like a service.
Heather Space shrugs. A service to who?
People, I guess?
People, I guess. Look, Marley, you don't know other people. You don't know what's really going on in their head. You know what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled. And that's what you gotta do. You can't go through life just trying to do what you think people want of you or what you think you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do. Your gut tells you. You do what you can with what you have and what makes you happy. And that's how you get through it all.
With that, Molly goes back to his drink.
how's Jimmy doing?
Oh, he's walking he's knocking on the door with his good leg.
Actually, I'm gonna say another Heather Space breaks off. This one, I think, a sort of golden yellow. at one point, fairly early on in the conversation, before she goes to the piano, and just to see how Jimmy's doing. She's gonna go hang out with Jimmy as well.
Austin, can you have Jimmy roll charisma to not fall in love with the farmer doctor?
We'll see when he gets there. So, all right, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's like, hello, anyone here?
You knock on the door, and like after the first knock, the door immediately opens, and you see this like extraordinarily handsome man standing at the doorway.
Oh my.
He reaches out his hand and says, "Well, hey there, stranger. My name's Doc Argyle. How can I be of service?"
You see this leg? I need some fixing up and.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty mighty rough right there. What'd you do? Did you get your leg stuck in one of them there combines?
No, I kicked the giant boulder.
Oh. Yeah, I had a cousin who did that once. Except his leg didn't quite shatter that hard. He did break a toe though. Well, anyway, here let's get you on this here table.
Nice.
I've dealt with a couple broken shins before, so this may not. I think this will work. If you just gotta trust me, alright? I'm a doctor.
Sure thing.
Alright. So he gets you up on this table. He straps in your arms like above your head, and he straps in your legs like below you. So you're on basically what looks like a stretching rack. And he's like, all right, now this might hurt a little. And he starts like cranking it. That like pulls. You feel like most of your joints like pop out of socket. And he
This
says,
is how
"All
Jimmy
right,
dies.
now hold on. This can feel a little uncomfortable." He doesn't like make it hurt or anything, but he's looking at your leg. He says, "All right, look, I think enable for this to set. I'm gonna have to." Before he even says it, he like karate chops your shin. He's like, all right. Now that should put it back into place. Now,
This reminds me of an experience I had.
Oh yeah, well, you tell me about that. I'm gonna keep working on your leg here.
I don't think. I think there's children's around.
No, there ain't no children here, sir. They all dead in the backyard.
I love this doctor. Heavens, we should have been working with this guy. What have I been doing?
He would have found the poison in the soup. He would have been the fucker to put it there.
So you are a child doctor, I see.
No, but the plague is it's harder on them the children folk. They ain't got the immunity systems that we do.
Yeah, shame.
You can trust me on that. I'm a doctor.
Yeah, I'll trust you.
What is this guy's name again? He's the best fucking
Dr. Argyle.
Argyle.
So, doctor, how long do you think before my leg gets healed again?
Well, you see, it's pretty much shattered, like right here, and he jabs a sharp finger into it. He says it's broken right here.
Yeah.
And looks like some sort of fracture, maybe up here. It's just looking. You might be out for like a week or so. You got to let this thing set.
I see.
It's gonna be tricky. Your adventuring days might be behind you. But we can certainly fix you up. You'll be riding another tractor before you know it. Back out working in the fields.
Oh, I don't work in the fields. Well, I do work in fields, but not the field.
Well, if you ain't working the field, then what you doing?
Mostly
how else does someone kick a boulder if they ain't working in a field? Man, I tell you what, my cousin, he was out working in the field, and this boulder just came out of nowhere, snapped his poor leg in half.
Was that earlier
Couldn't
today?
even reattach it.
What was that?
Oh no, this was a long time ago. Something about giants playing basketball.
Actually, can it be about here that Heather Space enters the scene, though?
Oh hell, excuse me, miss. We're busy with something. I gotta.
No, it's cool. I'm with him.
Oh,
Edward,
all right,
please.
well, please, if you just have a seat, all right.
Heather Space does sit down, but she sort of, I was listening in, eavesdropping, if you will. And you raise a good point. What are you doing here, James? I mean, Billy, he's got, his whole monster creature of the night slaying thing, random hands enslaved. Sally, she's looking for knowledge,
James.
some bullshit like that. What are you doing? What brings you here?
James.
James, Jim, whatever,
Oh, babe. Oh, just mostly wandering from place to place, looking for a good time. I used to run with a gang. You might have heard of him. Eli Shane's gang.
Shoot him. Please shoot him. Please put him out of our misery.
Heather's face thinks about it, but she is, no, seriously, so, everyone wants something, everyone's looking for something. What do you want,
I think
Jimmy?
at about that point when you say, what do you want? The doctor says, no, hold on, this is going to hurt. And he jabs these, like, two big metal spikes into, like, opposite sides of your leg.
Oh! Huh.
I want to know
Curious
if
feeling.
Random Hand is only enslaved in the loosest possible definition of the term. In that he has to choose the person who the stone is allowed to use, who's allowed to use the stone.
So really, what you're
Can
saying
he
is
change
that
his mind?
I believe so. Yeah, I think you can relent on the
Trevor
deal.
Space got
You can-
steal probably Marley.
Basically, where he just
Random
kind
hand.
the stone. Basically, the stone he uses is the only one that works for me. But he can just renege and just go back into the spirit world permanently, essentially.
What am I looking for? Maybe that hot spring. That hot spring was really nice.
Why are you so obsessed with the fucking hot spring?
You've got-
It was
Maybe you
really
could-
nice.
Maybe you could open a sauna, become a small business owner.
Oh yeah, no, Anna, those things are great for healing purposes. Right? It's just hot water, but little known secret I'll share with you two right here.
By the way,
Speaking
Doctor, you put my bone upside down.
Shit, yeah, you're right. I'll fix that. Anyway, little known secret about them there saunas. They're flammable. You get like a spark too close to one of those, and things light up. Man, biggest fire I ever done seen.
Heather Space just casually, oh wow, it's a good thing I didn't have my cigarettes back then.
She's internally
Yeah, you watch
really
out.
disappointed.
Yes, suddenly the Heather Space at the bar, she gets a frown.
Just hits a sour note.
It's at this point that the doctor like starts pouring this thick like cement over your leg.
So I'm gonna have to walk around with a casket for a week or so.
I mean, you can try to walk. But
Heather
you may
can
not
carry him.
want to.
You've got concrete on your leg. Just hop and kick. This needs weapon
Basically.
tags.
Yeah. Yes. Oh wait, can you put something sharp in there so I can use it as a weapon?
I mean, sure, I guess. He goes searching through his like medical supplies,
Scalpel.
and he pulls out like a couple of scalpels, and just like sticks them in there. How
Nice.
about that?
Nice.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Spiked foot.
Spiked shin.
It's like a shit version of Raiden.
Nice. And what do you think, Aerospace? Isn't this lovely?
Yeah, that's that's something.
She's new here.
Oh yeah, Heather. Like when he like let you in, he had the most like brilliant smile you've ever seen. Like, perfect.
I'm sorry, but Heather Space has looked in a mirror.
Yeah, so like you've seen perfect teeth, but then you look at this guy and like the teeth fit with the face, and there's something
Perfect
about
plus
the
one.
hair. Yeah, it's a perfect +1.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so after a while, the doctor finishes poking and prodding at your leg, and you have this like misshapen cast with a bunch of scalpels sticking out of it.
Nice, this should work.
If a Slayer cut off this man's head, would they get a permanent +1 to charisma?
So, you see outside the window, a Wilhelm walks by.
Well, Walks is giving it a bit too much credit. He stumbles. He pivots past.
Man,
you go.
Doc,
There's your cement leg. I gave it
Nice.
damage tags.
how much would that be, Doctor?
He scratches his head and says, "Yeah, I should probably charge you for this. How about like you got like 50 coin?
What?
Like 50? You got like 50 coin?
How many coin?
Like 50?
50?
Yeah, you got like 50 coin?
Did he go?
Can I, what? 50?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. 50 coin.
Pardon me. I have the problem with them accents.
No, it's understandable. I loaded you up with those narcotics, I think is what they're called. So it's understandable.
Give him a tip.
Yeah, I'll give him 55.
All right, well that's much obliged. Obliged. Yeah, I thank you. Shouldn't be using them big words. It's not no medical term. Anyway,
It's okay.
he, like,
You don't need to
pockets
talk.
the he flashes a smile at you, like an award-winning smile.
Can I do a
That's
recruit? Can
my
I do a
kind of
recruit
you.
roll on this guy to get him into the party full time?
Sure,
Have
you
it give our
want.
dedicated face.
Yeah.
Actually,
we-
Heather Space is gonna take a selfie with him.
How does Heather's selfies work?
What?
Does she just have a camera?
Yeah.
Space
well,
phone.
she has a space phone.
Okay.
Actually, do you want me to mark that as adventuring gear? I haven't used it for anything serious, but in theory, I suppose I could.
I mean, if you actually want to have it, then yeah, just mark it.
Alright.
Solar-powered space phone.
Just put on fucking flavor. Fucking adventuring camera.
Nuclear powered.
Holds on plate. I don't
Yeah,
know.
nuclear-powered.
A purely flavor item. It's great.
There we go. I'm having this.
Unless this planet somehow has GPS by some miracle.
No, this planet's not gonna have GPS.
No one's decided to just throw up a
reception.
satellite for shits and
It doesn't
giggles.
have space reception.
Well, reception. It should, but
No,
not.
if it has, that's the problem. If they have space reception, the people hunting Heather Space down will be able to find them.
Well, yeah, it's on airplane mode.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you know, they have airplane mode in
It's on
space.
warp drive mode.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know, the cellular space signals get messed up when you're in
Right.
warp drive.
So we're gonna need to stay like in town for like at least 6 days because Belarus
Well-
needs to get his hand.
Oh yeah, if you want.
So we are gonna need to stay in paradise, just hang around, and have the upside of seeing in real time how the ingredients quest helps out paradise. So
And to
yeah,
see if that prophecy ever had comes to fruition.
3 days in paradise, 6 days in paradise.
How much is this going to cost us in...
We could just spend a week in Bolster, actually.
I wouldn't be against that.
Well,
Considering
something
you're
we
gonna
don't
be
have
here.
anything. We just finished our quest. We don't actually
Yeah.
have an objective right now. We're not in the time limit.
Well,
Right now.
right now, yeah. So yeah, we could just wait here a week and just get our fucking get
Yeah.
everything. together.
Molly is going to keep an
Wait.
eye out over that week for what happens with the Dawson boy.
And-
Wait, are you saying that I got my weaponized
Oh,
cement leg for no reason?
Although first we should probably we should see about Schwartz's reward. Considering,
Yeah. Well, I figured we'd get that
Well,
when
yeah,
the
once it,
ingredient was
yeah.
done.
Once he finishes,
Yeah.
I guess we'll visit him in the morning. And,
Yeah.
So is you just gotta play this out over a week?
he
Huh?
yeah, he
30
said we would
coin.
get. I remember he said we would get paid on completion. But I did get the plague mask at the start Because I remember that.
Yeah, I don't think we wrote down what he. Belarus didn't expect a reward, but I think Marley and Heather Space did make sure to ask about it. I just don't. I forget what we asked for.
Yeah.
Heather Space doesn't really care about the reward itself. She just cares about a reward. She wants material gain for her actions.
Oh wait, I gotta mark off that fucking... That...
It
I
could
think
be
I-
like a
I
purely
could-
decorative trophy.
So, but I gotta go check. But how are we gonna play out the 6 days or 7
Well,
days, Austin?
Oh.
Well, first we should probably do the first day, because, you know...
Yeah.
we-
Yeah. Also, I just want to point out when Jimmy leaves, they're like, thanks for everything, Doc.
Ow, shit!
Oh,
What?
oh, it seems that Heather got hurt. Maybe we should stay a bit longer.
Yeah,
Off to
Heather
knock
Space
our
tries to get up from the piano and bangs her shin against the fucking piano.
But
This is the first time Heather Space has actually taken damage. Actually, no, that's not true. I've taken damage once.
Oh, should I reset my health up if we're gonna just stay in town? Actually, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just set it to max.
yeah, I guess we're going back to Jimmy.
Too bad I didn't earn.
Thanks for everything, Doc.
Didn't earn enough XP to level up.
Yep.
Hey,
Nope.
since we completed a quest, do we mark XP for that?
No, fuck off. You guys get enough XP as is.
And I think we should get 10 XP.
These guys get enough XP.
I'm gonna
I
discern
know,
reality
I don't
once for every
play
day
a
we're
role.
in town. No.
Austin, I think I should get an XP for weaponizing my casket.
Yeah,
Caskets.
let's just
Wrong thing. Cement leg.
well, let's just all spend the week constantly trying to spout lore and see how many fails we get.
Oh, so what you're saying? We're
We're
sitting in a
We
bar.
take place in a
bullshitting.
pub quiz
Yes.
and level up to level 10. No.
Actually, I just want to ask, when Jimmy walks into the bar with this new cement leg, like, hey guys, what do you think?
Looks wrong.
Weaponized.
Did you write down what he had? What he said?
Yes,
that
it
was?
did.
It's hand range +1 damage. It's awkward and messy.
Oh.
I was hoping it would be forceful.
Oh, no, it's got a bunch of scalpels sticking out of it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
But yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think,
the
guys?
yellow Heather Space sort of, you know, goes back and sort of like hugs pink Heather Space and like disappears into her.
You know, you must be really popular at parties.
What the fuck are you implying?
Oh, was that directed at Heather?
Yes.
Heather Space laughs. Oh, you have no idea.
And Jimmy sits down and puts his cement leg on the table.
Does the
What do you
table just
think?
collapse over?
Actually, Heather Space like does like take out her phone and like, you know, show Jimmy like pictures of her partying with like a bunch of little green men and all sorts of like eldritch horrors and whatnot.
Oh. Wait, is that?
The parties are pretty off the hook. Pretty off
Jimmy
the
just goes,
table.
is that? Wait a minute, is that a? You
Is that
know,
a Templar?
Have you ever seen a
Parties
blob
safe for work.
monster vomit at 0G at warp 9?
Are these parties safe for work? Are these pictures safe?
No, absolutely not.
You can't
Wait,
tell. You don't know if some of those things have anatomy.
wait, who's this? Who's that guy in armor?
Okay, I'm going to be here, but I am going to quickly listen to see if the reward was stated in the part where we got it.
Have best of fucking luck.
See, what if we like just don't? None of us remember what the reward was
I
in
thought it was
universe. And the
30
doctor's just
gold.
gonna swindle us.
Who's that skin?
30 gold each.
I don't
Wait,
know.
actually, I seem to remember. I vaguely remember Heather Space like asking each and it being confirmed each. I think
I think 30
that I
gold
remember it being each.
each. Yeah, you guys get 30 gold each upon delivery. Just take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
I'm
Cool.
gonna get a drink.